So this session I am conducting for prelims, the ultimate strategy for prelims, so that people or students who are appearing for prelims 2026, they will be very, very confident in their approach, whatever strategy they are supposed to follow, right? This session will give you a hindsight into what you are supposed to do when you are thinking about prelims, right? This session I am conducting specifically for students who are studying at State Institute for Administrative Career, SIAC Mumbai. But yes, this session will help all of them who are appearing for prelims 2026. I am really, really grateful and thankful to SIAC Mumbai Academy and our respected Dr. Bhavna Patole ma'am, who has given me this opportunity. She felt that I am a person who can guide you all on this aspect, and she did all these arrangements to have this session. She is a really, really inspiring leadership, and I'm really happy to do this session under her guidance. Okay, so let us start. So, just a little bit introduction about myself so that you will understand what is my background and why you should listen to this session. So, my prelims experiences, I am All India rank 452, UPSC CSC 2022. Since February 2025, I am full-time mentor for UPSC Civil Services exam aspirant. Okay? So, I'm not in services right now. I am doing this as my full-time career. I have cleared prelims 7 times during my preparation journey. I have cleared IFOS cutoffs also in my prelims. So, this session I am planning to tell you all the strategies that I have worked for me and those things that I have done, which helped me to clear 7 times, prelims 7 times. Okay? I have seen so many people struggling to clear prelims 1 time, 4 times they are feeling, right. So maybe they are thinking that this is such a huge thing to do clear prelims 7 times. But for me, I really tell you with all my humbleness that it was really, really easy because I could understand the nerve of this exam. Okay, so this is what I am going to talk in today's session. By education background, I am a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from VGTI Mumbai, Masters in Public Health from Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. I have worked as a Chief Minister Fellow for Government of Maharashtra in Dharashiv Collector Office. I was also Health and Wellness Officer at Tata Electronics Hosur, Tamil Nadu. I have worked as a consultant at Karta Initiative. I have done lots of other jobs, but I have just listed some of the things here. Some certification course in emotional intelligence, various yogic practices, all these things are going on. Why I am telling all these things? Just to make sure that you have that trust that you are guided by somebody who has experience in so many things, including civil services and other careers also. Okay? Are we good to go? Everyone? Right? Okay. Yes, as a full-time mentor, these are my YouTube and Telegram channel where I tell and share so many things which help students and aspirants those are preparing for civil services examination. It's a request that if you find it useful, please join it. Okay, so this is my 2024 prelims mark sheet, right? Just as one mark sheet I have added so that everybody will understand what type of scores I have done in my prelims, right? So paper one, I had scored 120.97 marks, right? CSAT is qualifying, 90 marks I had scored. And I have also qualified, if you can see, IFS cutoff also, right? So let us start the session, actual session. Can anybody tell me what are the challenges that are blocking you from the success? Success here means our prelim success. Okay. So everybody just comment in the message box if you are comfortable. This is your which attempt? Like one, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, which attempt? Okay. Let's be interactive. If you are interactive, you will get a lot of things from this session. Yes. This is your which attempt? Yes, fourth. Thank you, Kaustubh. Thank you. Third, fifth, first. Yes, third. Okay. Yes, so as expected, very few students will be there who are just first attempt or freshers, but mostly people will be there who have attempted second, third, or fourth times UPSC, right? Some of you might have cleared prelims in your previous attempt, some of you might have failed in the prelims, okay? So have all that cumulative experience at your background when you're listening to what I'm saying, right? And Sanya, don't worry, like even if you are a first time person, you have lots of students around you so that you understand the challenges of prelims and you will be able to relate what I am saying. Okay, ठीक है. So can you tell me what are the challenges that are blocking you from getting success in prelims? Can you list it down? ठीक है, फटाफट one challenge everybody. ठीक है, what is that challenge that you think is blocking you from clearing prelims? Anybody? ठीक है, सुमित, what is that challenge? Shantanu, Virendra, yes, FOMO. Then Santosh, what is your challenge? Consolidation at one place, CSAT big one. Okay, next. Thank you. Failing in that 2 hour particular application of knowledge. Okay, next. Nobody having yes, lack of revision, lack of revision. Nobody is having coverage challenge, right? Even though all covered, but exam hall all gone. Yes, evaporated. Nobody is having coverage challenge, like everybody is able to cover all the syllabus. Nobody is having fear of failure challenge. Nobody is having not attempting enough mock challenge. Current affairs, very good. Anybody else? ठीक है, right? So more or less all those challenge will be categorized into 3 major parts. What are 3 major parts? One is preparation, one is implementation, and one is mindset. ठीक है, you tell me any challenge, I will categorize it into these 3 parts: preparation, implementation, challenge, mindset. ठीक है. What happens, just remember your UPSC journey. When you have started doing study, you are doing reading of the books, you are making notes. Sometimes notes also are not possible. You are doing reading, you are making notes, you are doing reading, you are making notes. Sometimes you are solving PYQ, sometimes you are solving mock, right? This is the usual scenario, right? Okay. And in all these things, emotional health and the challenge of mindset like fear of failure or FOMO or everything that is related to your emotional health, that is not at all taken care of. Understanding? Everybody is just feeling that this is competition, ये तो होना ही है, so just keep on studying. ठीक है. So 3 things: one is preparation, one is implementation, another is your mindset. In preparation, what are the things that will be, so one by one we will cover all the things, and I will give you a bird's eye view how things should be done. Okay, I am keeping this session little short because I just want to give you a bird's eye view. If you feel that we should go in depth into some other part, I will have another session. Okay. Okay, next is, okay, so the first and foremost thing that you are supposed to do when you are thinking of doing any competitive examination or any stage of a competitive examination is perfect planning, right? So everybody has, let us suppose, 5 months in their hand. Henceforth, what should be your approach? What should be your approach? Are you thinking that I will start prelims now or prelims later? If that kind of confusion is going on, if you are thinking like when I should do the revision, if I should do weekly revision or monthly revision, or I just cover everything and I will do the revision at the end for, like, let us suppose 1 month or everything. So you should be very, very clear about what you are supposed to do in the next 5 months. Okay. So I'm little aware, I'm not aware of exactly what process are being followed at institute. Okay. I'm just telling you in general so that you just compare what you are doing, if it is good, if you need to change anything. Okay. So let us suppose if I have 5 months, let us suppose I have 5 months. Okay. So what I will do, I will just keep that last 1.5 month completely for revision. Understanding why? Because even if you read everything, you make notes out of everything, if you are not revising, trust me, you are not clearing prelims for sure. Okay, you are not supposed to compromise this part. Okay, so prelims is on 24th May, right? So what will be that 1.5 month deadline? Let us suppose max to max by 15 April, you are supposed to finish and everything and just do revision. I would say 10 April itself, okay, not 15 April, right? By 10 April, you are supposed to do everything and you are starting revision. So if 10 April is your deadline to finish everything, how many months you have in your hand? 3.5. Okay, so you have 3.5 months in your hand, right? Now a very simple thing will be that you will divide this 3.5 months into number of subjects that you are supposed to cover. Understanding, right? So let us suppose I am supposed to cover 7 subjects. What are the 7 subjects? Modern India, ancient medieval art I will keep as a one subject. Okay, 1 2. Then third subject will be my polity, fourth subject is geography, fifth subject is environment, sixth subject is economy, right? And science and miscellaneous I will keep it as seventh subject, right? So I have seven subjects, and then I have current affairs. So current affairs I will treat simultaneous activity, not as a separate subject. Okay, so if I have these seven subjects, what are the weightages of those subjects? For example, for polity you may give 15 days, you may give 15 days, but for science you are not supposed to give 15 days, you will give 3 to 5 days for science. Everybody understanding, right? For modern India you will give, let us suppose, 10 days, huh? Right? But for ancient medieval and art combined you are supposed to give 10 days because of the input output in prelims and the weightage. Understanding, everybody? So like all these things I will try to have a perfect schedule where I know at which date I am ending my modern, at which date I am ending my economy, at which date I am ending my polity. Okay, this schedule I am not giving as a one size fits all approach for everybody, because everybody will be having some different approach. Okay, for somebody polity will be cakewalk, for somebody economy will be cakewalk. So that person will cover that subject in 5 days, but other person will not be able to do. So you have to devise your own schedule. Okay, it I will be helping you if you want to tell show me your schedule and get the thing sorted. This session is recorded and will be uploaded on YouTube, right? So if you want me to check your schedule, you comment on that comment box. I will definitely check. Okay, and I'll rectify some of the other thing. Okay, so now let us suppose if I am doing that perfect planning. In that planning, what I am not supposed to miss? One is your static GS, one is your current affairs, one is your current affair, and next is your CSAT. Understanding? Three important parts, right? So now CSAT is a qualifying paper, but for so many people it's a nightmare. So that person will give more weightage to CSAT. The person who is having very good age in CSAT, that person will give more weightage to static. Understanding? So with all this combination and permutation, I will show you one schedule that I have prepared. Okay, so that is just a normal standard schedule. You can prepare your own schedule accordingly. Okay, so hmm, let us suppose I am starting geography. Let us suppose, okay? So today is your 22 December. Let us suppose I am starting geography, right? So let us suppose I have geography sources, right? So plan, I'm just explaining how you are supposed to plan. Then I will explain what are the sources that should be done, okay? So for geography, let us suppose we have 4 geography NCRT and 1 GC Leong. This is the standard source, right? So I have divided my 11th physical geography, 11th physical geography, environment, and human geography, economic geography, all the NCRT along with GC Leong. Okay, along with GC Leong. So what I will do, I will divide everything into number of chapters. So first day I am doing 29 December. Let us suppose I am doing chapter 2 to 3. Then 30 December I am doing chapter 3 to 4. Why I am just listing down so many very less number of chapters? Because this is 11th physical environment. Every line is important in this geography. So I need to do these chapters very thoroughly. So it will take me lots of time. And I'm not just reading it, I'm making notes out of it. Okay. So let us suppose I have made this schedule. So I am covering 11th physical geography in 3 days by doing all these chapters. Then I am doing 11th physical geography, that geophysical phenomenology. So 1, 2, 3, 4 chapters. Then I am doing this. So I have divided my days into chapter wise, weekdays. Now, in every Sunday, I am supposed to do the revision. People will not give planning to, people will not give dedicated slots to plan their revision, and later on they will be very challenging for them to do it. Okay, so every Sunday ideally should be dedicated for revision. That is one aspect. Weekdays you are supposed to cover everything, right? If you are a person who wants to do CSAT simultaneously, you will do on daily basis like 2 hours, but it is very challenging, it is very challenging that you are doing CSAT 2 hours. It will be compromised some days. So what you can do, every Saturday you can do CSAT. Okay, that is one approach. You are doing all the weekdays like Monday to Friday you are GS study, Saturday you are doing CSAT, and Sunday you are doing your revisions, right? Or what you can do, Sunday you keep for revision. Every day you are doing 2 hours of CSAT and your general studies. Understanding, everybody? And this is how, yes, Virendra, I will come to revision. This is how you are supposed to plan. So I have planned, let us suppose geography I am ending by all the four NCRTs, GC Leong I'm ending by 19. Then I'm doing polity, right? Then I'm doing your economy. So everybody is supposed to make that schedule for you, which is suitable. Understanding? Okay? Okay. So now after doing the schedule, what you are supposed to do? So after having that perfect schedule, what we'll be doing? Okay? You are supposed to analyze your static and current. So in preparation, first is your static, then is your current, and then is your CSAT. Okay? Preparation means we are studying the things, we are making notes out of it. Implementation means we are doing PYQs and we are doing mock test. Everybody understanding what is preparation and what is implementation? Okay? So in preparation, I have three things. One is static subject, one is current affairs subject, one is CSAT. Be very simple. In static, we have to give more weightage. People do 50-50%. So static 50 and current affairs 50. Tell me how many questions are coming from current affairs. With the PYQ analysis, you will understand that not many questions are directly coming from current affairs. And those questions which are coming from current affairs and which are having static background, they will not be, challenging to solve based on your static knowledge. So the percentage and weightage that I will give for static and current will be 70% static or 65% static and 35% current. Now somebody will be very fearful like how I can give such a less weightage to current. You just analyze PYQ and you just find out how many questions are coming from current affairs. So out of, let us suppose 100 questions, hardly 10 to 12 max. Some years it is just 5 also. In some years it is 10 to 12. These type of questions are coming from current affairs and rest 85-90 questions are coming from your static sources, and then we are neglecting static and we are running after current. Everybody understanding? And in doing current, we never know what type of questions will UPSC ask. So we'll do 3, 4, 5 types of current affairs sources, this class, that class, or we will run after, we will, we'll ask faculty that please let us tell us the current affairs strategy, vagara, vagara. And in all these things, your static will be little sideline. So we are not supposed to do that. This is, I am telling you out of my experience of 7 prelims. Okay? I can show you one chart also which will help you to analyze how many questions are directly coming from static sources or how many questions are directly coming from your current affairs sources. So let us suppose we analyze the last 5 years of prelims. Let us suppose last 6 years of prelims we are analyzing based on their number of questions, what type of questions they are asking. Okay? Based on that, if we analyze and categorize the questions, so this is the scene that we can get. Okay? Everybody understanding? So knowledge based questions means purely static based questions. Logic based questions in prelims. Okay? Out of 100 questions, I have divided all these things. So your knowledge based questions means questions which are coming directly from your static sources. Okay? Logic based questions means those questions which are derived from static, but you cannot attempt that based on your just knowledge. You have to apply some logic to apply to solve them. Okay? Gut feeling based questions means those questions, those are weird questions that in 2024 they had asked, no, pond scatter, cicada, which is that organism. So that kind of questions are gut feeling based questions. What is hard category question? Those questions that you just cannot solve. If you solve them, your number of wrong will be more and you will get the negative marking. So those are hard questions. Mapping based questions means those questions which are based on India map or world map, okay, which are coming from Atlas, right? Or all places in the news, right? Silly mistake and simple question means you tell me, all of you have attempted some prelims previously. If you can count, let us suppose those who are missing prelims by 2 marks, 3 marks, or 1 mark, na, I will bet you that they have missed it due to their silly mistakes. There will be few questions which were very solvable, very simple, and they could not mark it right. Everybody agreeing, hai na? Right? So these are simple and silly mistake category based question, right? Okay. Now, there will be some questions where there are three statements. So one statement you know by knowledge, other statement you have to solve by logic. Do you remember that elephant wala question? So in elephant, female is the leader of the group and this is the state where the highest elephants are there. Okay? So these type of questions, one or two statements you have to solve by knowledge and one or two statements you have to solve by logic. Okay? So if we categorize all these questions, Then can you see knowledge based questions are 40 in 2020, 55 in 2021, 47, 40. So these are all which are coming from static sources. Can you see 60 questions in 2025 were from static sources? Understanding, right? So if we go by this, how much percentage you should give to static study? Lot of percentage, right? Okay. So if this is clear, what we can do, we will try to focus on our static sources, right? And then next thing what we should do is listing down the sources. So first and foremost thing, please list down your sources and stick to them. Let us suppose you are doing modern and you are doing it from the book Spectrum. Everybody does it. Most of the people will do it from it. Somebody will come and they will tell you this is XYZ teacher's notes, and that teacher has given lots of objective details, and the questions are being asked from his notes only. So it will be very easy for you to revise and do. What you can do, what you will do in general, like you will do the Spectrum half, you leave it, and then you shift to new source. Understanding? Have you done this mistake in past? If you have done this mistake, this is one of the reason why people are failing in prelims. Okay, you have to list down important static sources and you have to stick to them. No changing of sources in between. You ideally don't have more than 10-15 days to cover one source, and in between if you are changing your sources it will be really challenging. Okay, so according to me, I'll just tell you what are the sources that I follow in all my prelims, and uh, it will be very easy for you to. So these are the sources. Okay, so can you see this? So I have modern India Spectrum, right? ठीक है, geography and atlas mapping for NCERT and GC Leong, ठीक है. Polity Lakshmikant, economy class comprehensive notes. If you want, you can take screenshot of it so that you have these sources with you. ठीक है. Then I have science. Can anybody tell me, is there any academic book that are given by academy, or they rely on static source standard sources only? The teachers and everybody rely on standard sources. Yes, standard sources, right, Santosh? Huh. Okay. Yes, very good. So if relying on standard source, they must have definitely told you that these are the things that you should follow. ठीक है. So these are the standard sources for me for all my prelims attempts. हाँ, ठीक है. It is not like that I am telling you that I have done this and I have done lots of other secret formulas and I have cleared prelims 7 times. What happens now? We will not be able to do simple things, and then we will feel that prelims is such a, big exam and the strategy is from Mars. Understanding? ठीक है. Okay. So polity, Lakshmikant, economics. Okay, so forget this. So you just do whatever source, whatever one book that your academy has suggested you. Okay. So in economy, there are 3 to 4 major books that are in market. Okay. So just remember that that book is covering all the important concepts of economy that are being asked in exam consistently. For example, in inflation chapter, there are things. For example, trotting inflation. Then you have demand pull, demand push inflation. Okay, all these things are there, right? So if that book is covering all these things, it will be really easy for you to just do that book. Okay, please do not edit anybody, whoever is doing. Okay, so it will be very easy for you to do that thing. Same goes with your environment. Okay, so there are 1 2 3 important books in the market. If you can buy, if you have any one standard book, everybody knows the name. Okay, everybody knows the name of what are the standard books for environment in the market. So whatever book that is being given to you from the academy, that will be enough. Ancient medieval art and culture, we have old NCERT and some Tamil Nadu NCERT. Okay, science, no specific book is required. Okay, whatever science questions are there in previous year question, you will feel that half of the questions are out of syllabus only. They are common sense application based questions, and some questions are there which will cover normal things like nanotechnology, biotechnology, or during the COVID times they were asking about vaccine. Okay, so some current affairs of based question. Everybody clear with the sources? Okay, okay. So now if we are clear with the sources, we will do our planning, that number of days divided by all the subjects, divided by all the sources. And I do planning based on chapter wise. You have seen the schedule, right? So let us suppose in geography NCERT there are 7 chapters. So 7 chapters, if I am supposed to finish in 5 days, so I will divide that today I am doing this chapter, tomorrow I am doing this chapter, day after tomorrow I am doing this chapter. The best way to do is like that. Let us suppose geography NCERT has 100 pages and you are supposed to finish it in 5 days. So 100 pages divided by 5 days, 20 pages per day. Understanding, make your targets very quantitative so that it is not a challenge for you to keep track of your progress. Otherwise, it is in haphazard preparation. Haphazard preparation will land up in failure. That's it. Everybody understanding? Okay. So Sanya, you have asked what should be the number of ideal attempt. Okay. So current pattern of exam, it is 90 plus. Okay. You cannot risk your attempt by just attempting 80 questions. Okay. Virendra, revision strategy I will cover in the later session. Upcoming slides. Okay, so now how you do the sources is also important. Now, one is you have listed down the sources, another is you have done the daily planning, you have mapped your plannings. Everybody is supposed to prepare the schedule. If academy has given you schedule, that is very good. Okay, if you are following your own schedule, make a schedule, comment in the comment box, and I will try to see if you have made a good schedule and I will try to rectify it. Okay. Okay, now third thing. Now everything is set. You know that this is the plan that you are supposed to follow. These are the chapters that you are supposed to do. This is your source. Everything is set. Now how to study? I have observed that this is the major problem, right? Yes, this schedule I will definitely share. Okay, so this schedule I will share. This schedule is one of my batch schedule, but I will make it like for academy student and I will share. Okay, okay. So now let us suppose or I will share whatever schedule I have. You just take out daily targets and you change the dates according to your comfort, है ना? Right? Okay. Now how you are supposed to study, this is the mega question that I will ask to all of you, because we just study normally and it is very 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 challenging to do comprehend that data and remember everything and then attempt the prelims. I will tell you my real life story that I passed out in 2014 from VGTI. Let us suppose in June I passed out. That year prelims was in August. Okay, so I just came to Pune, settled down, and I was starting to prepare the exam. I had only 2 months in my hand, right? So first time prelims I attempted in 2014 right after my graduation. I had only 2 months, okay, in my hand. So let us suppose I need to do 2 to 2.5 months. Okay, so I am supposed to do 7 subject. I just divided 1 week 1 subject. So 1 week polity entirely, 1 week modern entirely, 1 week ancient medieval art and culture. This type of schedule I followed. Now you tell me, if I just have 7 weeks to study everything, where I will revise, where I will make notes, it was very challenging. So what I started doing, engaged reading. Right. I was not at all doing plain reading because my brain knew this fact that I have only one day to do all these things, or 1 week to do all these things, and directly I am going in applying all these things in my prelims examination. So my brain was highly in alert mode. Okay. So when I am reading, I will never read things plainly. Let us suppose I am reading that in roundtable conferences, Congress declined the first roundtable conference invitation. In second roundtable conference, Mahatma Gandhi ji went there. Third roundtable conference, Congress was not there. So this is normal plain reading, right? But I will engage myself. I will have all the visualization at the background, or I will have some mnemonics, some tricks to make that data fit in my brain. So when I'm reading all these things that Congress did this, Congress, vagara, 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 I am imagining Mahatma Gandhi ji sitting in roundtable conference and second is written in a big red letter above his head. Understanding? Brain understand visuals. Brain does not understand words. Okay? So if you, while reading it, if you imagine all these things, now I bet you, okay, whenever there will be a question, which roundtable conference Gandhiji attended, you will remember this imagination. Okay, and that question will be a cakewalk. You will not forget that, you will not make any mistake in that question. Same goes with, I will tell you exam like scenario. So I was reading polity and there is delimitation commission. Everybody knows delimitation commission. Okay, so India set up delimitation commission for the 4 times. So I was reading this fact. So India set up delimitation commission 4 times, and this was the years vagara vagara. So the moment I was reading it, I imagined a cross, and on arrow of and tip of all the directions of that cross, there is years written. So that image got fit into my brain. Okay, so in 2024, UPSC asked a question. ठीक है, this is actual exam hall prelims question that they asked. I will show you my actual exam hall paper. ठीक है, so what they asked that delimitation commission was set up in India for how many times. ठीक है, so I'll show you how clearly I had marked that question. No confusion, nothing. And many people were confused. Oh my god, this is fourth time or fifth time, I am not able to remember, I am feeling so much of worry. All these things were happening in the prelims exam hall. So it matters like how quickly you are able to recall the data. So this is my actual exam hall paper 2024 prelims, right? Can you see this, है ना? So this was my roll number and this is my actual exam hall paper. Later on I came to home and red pen is like I have done the calculation of my marks. ठीक है, so how many delimitation commissions have been constituted by government of India till December 2023? My answer was 4. I have written down the year, so this clearly I remembered everything and I marked and went marked at 4. I have attempted this question in first round. This round means I have kept it for the second round, and no round means I have attempted this question for the first round. So how clearly and how immediately I solved this question in 10 to 15 seconds. And what people were doing, oh my god, it was 3 or 4. No, 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 I'm not able to remember. I don't know if 81 year was there. So I think it is 4. So confusion was there. 3 to 4 minutes was wasted and they don't know what happened, like whether they got it right or wrong. Are you understanding? So your engaged reading is that that weapon that will help you to see the things in very, very clear manner, to understand and recollect things in a very, very structured manner. Okay, so you are supposed to do the engaged reading, you are not supposed to do plain reading. Everybody getting? Whenever you are reading, try to engage your mind into lots of mnemonics, lots of visuals, lots of imaginary things, right? I had seen Roman Saini sir's video. Okay, he was all India rank 17, right? He told that he used to do all these cheat codes and mnemonics and funny linkages when he is reading. For example, when I read about Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he worked for Sati and everything, everything, everything. So what I will visualize, he is going to the burning ghats, he is appealing people, then Bentik is coming, Bentik is telling, okay, I will work for you. So the Sati Regulation Act is getting passed. Are you understanding? Link your brain to anything. Like let us suppose you are supposed to do Caspian country bordering countries. ठीक है, Caspian Sea bordering countries. What is the code? Tariq. So TARIQ, right? So if you remember, okay, Turkmenistan, this tan, that tan, this Kazakhstan, वगैरह वगैरह, it is difficult for your brain to remember. But if you make that mnemonics Tariq, TARIQ, it will be very, very, very helpful and very, very quick to recollect. So prelims is all about that. Engaged reading is the way out. ठीक है? Now, notes making. So rather than just making, just plain reading, ठीक है? So rather than just plain reading, you are doing engaged reading. Rather than just reading, you are making notes. Everybody, please remember this formula. If you are not making notes, you are not studying. Notes are non-negotiable. Tell me any topper who will say that the person has cleared this examination without notes. So if you don't have habit of notes making, you are already behind the competition. Sometimes by luck or fortune, you will clear prelims, but what about mains? Understanding? Okay? So notes making is a non-negotiable thing. You are supposed to read that target that day and you are supposed to make the notes. You are supposed to read the target, you are supposed to make the notes. Understanding? ठीक है? So those who are finding it difficult to make the notes, I have this. So in between, I will give reference to my pre-recorded videos, which will help you to understand the things. ठीक है? So these are all the videos that I have already done. So there is one video which is talking about all the GS in one file. ठीक है? So I have explained how you are supposed to make the notes. ठीक है? So if you go there and see, it will be very, very helpful that you will understand how you are supposed to make the short notes, you are supposed to make the micro notes. Okay, Krishna, can you share the link of that video, that all GS plus optional in one file, in comment box so that they can understand? ठीक है, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So after notes, so you are reading, engaged reading, you are making notes, you are consolidating your daily targets. Okay, what is the next thing? Current. So I have already told that we will not give so much of weightage to the current. Current will be little less weight thing than static, right? So I have a little bit of, I don't have much idea about how current is being prepared. So is there classes of currents at academy? ठीक है, और देर आर स्टैंडर्ड सोर्सेज, दे विल बी हेल्पिंग यू आउट, राइट?
And presently there are no current affairs classes.
Okay, okay, okay. No worries. See, you don't need dedicated classes. I have never done current affair classes, to be very honest. Okay. So how you do suppose how we cover the okay. So coordinator has shared the link. Okay. So this link will help you to. So this link, whatever he has shared, this link you will understand how you are supposed to make the notes. You just copy that link somewhere so that you can see it later, right? So for current affairs now, my approach will be, I will telling you very normal approach. There are so many institute who are giving free magazines. Okay, these magazines are available on their website or in the market freely, right? Okay, so there are one or two, okay, there are so many institute, you just choose one or two mega institute that are having all India presence. Okay, why we are having this criteria? Because in competition, what your competitors are reading is very important. If your competitors are reading a particular magazine, you are supposed to read it, because in competition coverage is also matter, है ना? ठीक है. So what was my approach? I used to take one magazine, so there will be 7 to 8 booklets of that magazine for every subject, right? And out of, let us suppose, 100 pages, one magazine. So not all 100 pages are important, they will be having lots of extra things that are not required for current affairs, right? So out of that 100 page, only 50 to 60 pages will be very important, right? So I will read those pages, I will make notes out of it. I will read second magazines, make notes out of it. So this is one round of magazine I am covering for one mega institute. Okay, so that I am confident that I have covered coverage of current affairs. Second thing will be, I will be taking another institute's current affair magazine, and what I will do, I will scan the index. Let us suppose I have done polity current affair of magazines already and I have made the notes. Second institute, I am taking polity current affair of magazines. I am scanning the index. 50, 60, 70% news will be same. Everybody understanding? Only 20 to 30% news will be different. I will study those news and I will make the notes. Okay? So most of the janta, they will be doing only one magazine. If you do second magazine also, by reading the index and making that extra topic count, you are already having edge in the competition. Everybody understanding? ठीक है. ठीक है, no need to run behind classes, no need to run behind this thing that thing. Just do those two institute magazines. ठीक है, this I have done thoroughly in my preparation. I am not telling anything which has not worked and which is in the air. ठीक है, this has worked 7 times for me, it will also work for you. Understanding? ठीक है. And I will go one step ahead. If I am very clever, if I am very well planned person, I have done one institute magazine, scanned the index of the second magazine, I will go to third magazine and scan its index also. Now there will be only 10% of the topics which are different apart from these two magazines. Are you understanding? In prelims, coverage matters, not the depth, है ना? So let us suppose green hydrogen. So you are just doing PhD, you are doing so many article reading on green hydrogen and each and everything, and they will ask blue hydrogen. Are you understanding? Or blue carbon. ठीक है? Right. Okay. So Santosh has asked India yearbook. Okay. There are some questions which are there from India yearbook, right? But considering the bulky size of that book, input output ratio is low according to me. I have done that book only in my previous one or two attempts, right? Later on, I have never done that book and I have cleared prelims every time. Understanding? ठीक है. So if you have time, if you can invest your 8 to 10 days to do that book, you do it. If you don't have time, already the time is very less now. Now it is just 5 months. Understanding? So don't indulge yourself. People will have lots of YouTube videos and having the fear that ये India book कर लो, otherwise आपका इतना mark चला जाएगा. Don't indulge into all these things. Understanding? Stick to basic sources. I have already told you, and believe me, there will be so many questions which are coming from those sources or in and around things. People will fail prelims not because they have not done current or India yearbook, but they could not solve the static questions correctly. Write it down. Understanding? Okay? I have mentored so many students for prelims. I have mentored so many students for the mains. So this is the unfortunate trend. We are running after so many things and we could not correct the static question, and that is why we are failing in prelims. ठीक है. So first and foremost, very core thing, static, 7 8 books, 7 8 subjects, you have to do it very perfectly. Then you do anything. ठीक है, ओके. नाउ करंट अफेयर्स सोर्सेस आर फिक्स्ड, मेथड इज फिक्स्ड एंड वेटेज इज फिक्स्ड. एवरीबडी, एनी डाउट हियर? No? Okay. Now is the biggest challenge of UPSC aspirant. What is that challenge? CSAT. Right? I really don't know why we fear CSAT. CSAT is a qualifying paper. First and foremost, set your mindset right. Believe me, mindset is a very, very important thing. See, I have a separate PPT for mindset. Understanding? ठीक है. So the moment you are telling your brain, है ना, I mean emotional intelligence coach also, so listen to me carefully. The moment you are telling your brain, nowadays CSAT is very tough, people are failing in CSAT and I have to prepare it, otherwise my chances will be blur. The moment you are telling your brain, CSAT will be one of the biggest hurdle for you to clear the prelims. Understanding? So what you are supposed to know and what you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to tell your brain this is the qualifying paper first. Second thing is, in that qualifying paper there are two important aspects. It is not like that CSAT is just quant. So what has happened nowadays, CSAT means numerical, CSAT means quant. So people are just running behind quant. Understanding? And they are solving all the probability quant and tough quant and doing PhD and all these things. Right? CSAT is quant plus reading comprehension. Always remember this. Right? And a normal person with an average English can definitely make the reading comprehension things correct. Okay? This I can prove you. I have already made this video where I have in detail explained this. See this video. See this video. Okay? So here I have in detail explained the strategy for reading comprehension. Many students were able to clear this year's prelims and CSAT things with this. Okay? So can you see the views? 13,000 views is there for this video. And so many students had messaged me that but not more we were able to, we can see that distribution of, we were able to clear CSAT with this. So what I am telling in this video is, let us suppose we are first and foremost learning how we are supposed to read reading comprehension thing. Okay? So people will just try to solve and they will not even read. So first and foremost activity that I have taught in this session is how you are supposed to read reading comprehension paragraph, then how you are supposed to comprehend that paragraph. Okay? Because you don't have time to reread it again. Okay? So you are just supposed to read it in one go, comprehend it and directly solve the answer, and your accuracy level will be so high that in reading comprehension alone you will score 40 to 50 marks. And many students have done it. After seeing this video, many students came to my so many programs, understanding the power of this video. So everybody is supposed to go and watch this video so that your CSAT reading comprehension fear is gone. Understanding? Okay? Okay. So now once we are okay. So yes. So once we are done with the CSAT, what will be our next thing? Next thing is quant. Right? Okay. So for me, it was always RC which has cleared my CSAT. I have cleared all the CSATs, right? Okay. And my score will vary from 90 to 120 or 140 sometimes. Okay. So for me, it was a very, very clear thing that in RC, I will score 50, 60 marks alone. Okay. There will be 20 to 30 questions, right? If you make them right, your score is already 50 around, 50, 55 around. And what is the clearance cutoff for CSAT? It is 66 marks, right? So let us suppose you are scoring 45 marks or 40 marks in RC. How many marks you are supposed to get in this thing, quant? Hardly 20 to 30 marks. Understanding? So CSAT is not tough. And RC, whatever type of RC you give, है ना? If you understand that comprehension method and solving method, it will be very, very easy for you. Okay? So what you are supposed to do for your quant, you are supposed to choose those 5 to 6 major important topics. For example, number system. For example, your train calculation methods, your boat wala calculations, your work method. Okay? Don't run after probability. Don't run after so many other things. Okay? Choose those low hanging fruit for quant, है ना? And there are multiple videos available on the YouTube. Various faculties have given all the solutions on YouTube. Okay? Many institutes and many faculties have solved PYQs, है ना? PYQ papers on the YouTube, right? you are supposed to cover that 5, 6, 7 major topics of quant from YouTube. Reading comprehension, I have already done the lecture. In January, I am conducting live class for reading comprehension open for all. So your reading comprehension is my responsibility, that is for sure. Understanding? Okay, so your CSAT is done, your current affairs you know, your static you know. Now preparation, perfect planning and everything. If you follow the process now, your result is a byproduct. Right? So now half of the process is preparation and half of the process is implementation. Okay? For implementation, first and foremost thing is PYQ. If you cannot analyze PYQ, if you don't know solving pattern of PYQ, it will be really challenging for you to attempt the paper. We do all the study, but in actual exam hall, when we go, we have to attempt the MCQ. So attempting MCQ is an art. Okay? How to approach an MCQ, how to read an MCQ is also an art. Understanding? Many times people are making mistakes in actual exam hall because they are not reading the question properly. And you may be feeling like I am talking such a normal things. I am not telling you any secret Mars strategy. But normal things are those things which are making people fail prelims. Understanding? Okay? So you are supposed to analyze PYQ. PYQ analysis should be done on 3 to 4 aspects. For example, what is the trend that is getting repeated in PYQ? So let us suppose you are these themes like fundamental rights, they will be mostly repeated theme. Okay. Second, what is the nature of question that is being asked? So for fundamental rights, they are asking conceptual question. Okay. But for let us suppose for critically endangered species, they are asking objective questions: which species is endangered and which species is not. Right. So you are how you are analyzing PYQ also depends on how you are comprehending the PYQ. I will always do the reverse engineering. Okay. So for all these things, what I have done, a very good thing that I have already made a video. Can you see this? How to analyze PYQ, right? So in this video, what we will understand that I'm not going in depth because these are two hours video, right? So in two hours, I have explained all the things that you are supposed to do. ठीक है? UPSC बहुत विचित्र exam. It is the most unique and also one of the Sorry for the ads. Quit. Okay, so hello everyone. I welcome you in this session of PYQ analysis where we are going. Now, I have already explained how you are supposed to do the PYQ, quantitative analysis, qualitative analysis, right? Quantitative means subject-wise PYQ, category-wise PYQ, so knowledge-based questions, logic-based questions, gut feeling-based questions. Qualitative PYQ means what are the themes that are getting repeated, what are the options that are getting repeated. Are you understanding? So I have already explained how polity, economy, geography, environment, ancient, medieval, everything is getting repeated. What is the percentage that you should give to all these things? Understanding? Then let us suppose I am talking about so first and foremost category for me is exact questions are getting repeated with minor modifications. So I have shown that how questions are getting repeated in your actual prelims, right? You are supposed to do what to do that. So see this question, constitutional government by definition is a limited government. This question came in 2020. This question came in 2021. This question came in 2023. Let us suppose somebody is attempting 2023 exam and this question is getting wrong. That means that person is, burying his attempt. Understanding? If such a repeated question is getting wrong, this is not at all expected. Then my second category will be this year's theme or trend is getting repeated in the next year. So there will be so many questions, 7 to 8 questions which are being repeated, right? Okay. So let us suppose in 2020 they asked about 36% of India's districts are overexploited. Then Central Groundwater Authority, all this question was there in 2020. In 2021, they asked about some other aspects of water. Okay. In 2022, there was a question which is like under Central Groundwater Authority was formed under which act? So this was the exact question in the 2022 prelims, right? So I hope are you able to understand how things are getting repeated. Okay. So now my next category will be in this video. My next category is like few years back theme or trend are repeated in the this year's PYQ. So let us suppose in this 2024 question, it was talking about Krishna Devaraya, the Vijayanagara king. Okay. In 2025 also, they have asked about Vijayanagara. In 2015, they asked about 14th Finance Commission. In 2023, they asked about 15th Finance Commission. Are you understanding how they are repeating things? So if you watch that video, it will be really helpful for you to understand. So many a times options are getting repeated as an option or question in the next year. So can you see this? This was 2015 paper. Here they have asked Vamsdhara, right? So this Vamsdhara, Indravati, Godavari, Pranhita, वगैरह वगैरह. This question was there, and they repeated this Vamsdhara in the next 2021 question. So let us suppose they have asked this PYQ in 2015. So you are doing all the options, you are googling it, you are having all the Wikipedia, okay, and you are having all the information. So eliminating or taking this option right or wrong in 2021 will be a very easy task. Are you understanding? So PYQ content. Now I'll come to PYQ content, right? So I am done with this. I am done with this, how PYQs are getting repeated. Now I will go to how you are supposed to prepare the PYQ content. So one is thing, there will be so many ready-made books that are available for the PYQ content preparation. But if you do PYQ content preparation on your own, it will be really, really helpful. For example, have you seen that question? ND exam. So yes, Santosh. So Santosh is saying ND exam questions and everything. But I would request you first you do the thorough analysis of 2000 our civil services exam PYQ, then other exams PYQ. Okay. So you are supposed to make the PYQ content. Either you take a ready-made book which is having very good content, or you prepare on your own. I will always prepare on my own. So whatever options were there, let us suppose for 2015 river question. So Vamsdhara was there, Godavari was there, and Pranahita was there. So I will read about all these rivers and I will make short paragraph of all these rivers. So this is how I am making the content for my PYQ, and I am making sure that I am able to have, let us suppose I have made a content of Central Groundwater Authority because this question was there in 2020. So that PYQ was there. So I searched about Groundwater Authority and I come to know that it was formed under this particular Environmental Act. That same question was there in 2022. So when you have PYQ content, it will be really challenge. It will be really easy for you to attempt the next year's paper. Okay. Now, mock test. So after doing preparation, after doing everything like all the study and analysis, you are supposed to solve mock test in your own, in your own exam type scenario, right? So it will be really helpful if you can attempt that test in real exam like scenario. So there will be mock test at your institute, right? But what happens, maybe people are students are little bit not that sincere in attempting in a time bound manner. Okay, so you are supposed to create that real exam like scenario. You are supposed to go and sit on the exam hall, you are supposed to take rounds, you are supposed to solve the test, you are supposed to feel that time crunch, right? And then only attempt a mock test. Do not attempt just a practice test. It is not good. You are supposed to attempt a test the way you are attempting in actual exam hall. Then you will be able to identify your patterns. Now what is a pattern identification? Okay, so once you attempt a mock, so what people do, they will attempt a mock and they will not even analyze what are their mistakes. This is not a good trait. Okay, so you are supposed to attempt the mock test, all the 100 questions you are attempting, and then out of 100, let us suppose 10 questions you did not attempt, 90 questions out of 90, 50 questions are right, 40 questions are wrong. Now you are supposed to make the thorough analysis of what went wrong in those 40 questions. So in that 40 questions, you are supposed to identify your pattern, how you made this question wrong. If you are able to identify that, you will reverse that pattern and you will not make this mistake in the future. Everybody understanding what I am saying? Right? So this way you will reduce your silly mistake. This will help you to reduce your number of wrong questions. Most of you might have observed that you are getting low score because your number of wrong questions are very high, right? Then what are you doing to reduce that number of wrong questions? So this is the method that will help you. So here I will explain you. So this is one such a video where I have explained how you are supposed to identify your patterns and how you are supposed to make things right for your next attempt. Okay, I mean next mock attempt. So just give me a minute.
नवीन कोलगेट स्ट्रॉंग टीथ देते पूर्ण 24 तास कॅव्हिटीज पासून सुरक्षा.
मग कॅव्हिटीजचा काही चान्सच नाही.
Okay, in this video, so
Oh, to cover
last year I had prepared this video. Last 50 days to prelims. So people were struggling to do their, let us suppose, analysis of mock. So many have requested me, so I prepared this video. So here what I am explaining is, let us suppose there are 100 questions. I have attempted 88 questions. There are 58 right, 30 wrong, and 12 wrong, 12 unattempted. So I will identify number of right questions. So first question, third question, fifth question, sixth question. These are number of right questions. The question number. Then I have wrong questions. So second was wrong, 11th was wrong, 12th was wrong. So what I am supposed to do? I am supposed to write down the reason. I am supposed to analyze what was my pattern with which that question went wrong. Okay, so let us suppose I did not read every single word, or I read the word but I could not interpret the word, so I could not recollect the fact. Whatever is your reason, okay, so you are supposed to list them down, and you are supposed to make a counter pattern for that. So to understand this, just watch this 10 minutes of video. You will understand how, like after 50 minutes, okay, you will understand this video, that how you are supposed to take out your patterns and how you are supposed to rectify them. This one single video will help you to analyze your wrongs thoroughly, so that you are able to correct those mistakes in the next mock. So if you are able to correct your mistakes, your score and your number of right questions will be automatically high. Are you able to understand, everybody? Okay, implementation is not just you are just solving mock, you are not at all analyzing your mock. Understanding your analysis will be very, very helpful to you to score high in the next mock. How many mock tests should you attempt? Single coaching test. Okay, okay. So I am a person who will do thorough analysis of the mock, right? So for example, if I am attempting a 2 hours of mock, I will do analysis for the 4 hours. So for me, 2 hours of mock, 4 hours of analysis, 1 hour break in between. So my 7 to 8 hours are going in one single test. So for me, it was never a option that I will attempt 30 to 40 mocks, because if I attempt the mock, then I'm analyzing for the all the time, then my 30-40 days will be gone, right? But when you analyze a mock so thoroughly, in 3 to 4 mocks you will identify all your patterns and all the areas where you are supposed to improve. And once that is rectified, once that is done, your number of mistakes will be 10 to 15 to 20 in mocks. Then you are not supposed to go on attempting so many mocks, so many mocks, so many mocks. Okay, so that was my approach, that I will attempt 4 mocks, thoroughly analyze them, get the patterns out of them, and in the next 4 to 6 mocks I will implement whatever I have learned and whatever counter pattern I have developed. In 8 to 10 mocks I will be perfect and attempt the final exam. Okay, those who are attempting 30-40 mocks, you are not attempting in actual exam hall scenario. You are maybe practicing them, like you are just seeing whether you recollect the data. You are just seeing, maybe once you do the modern India, you are solving a sectional test and you are understanding whether you are able to solve that, recollect that. Am I right, Ashish? Is that the purpose mostly? Okay. Yes, so that is practice test. That is not mock test. Mock test is like exam hall test, where you attempt, where you, let us suppose modern India. So you thoroughly prepare spectrum modern India. You go attempt the test, then you rectify your mistakes, identify the pattern. This is mock test. So this scenario, 8 to 10 tests are very, very important. But for practice test, you can solve anything. You can solve one test every day. Understanding, if you have time. Okay? Okay. Now, but this whatever exercise I am telling you, that you attempt it and then you analyze your patterns and all, 8 to 10 tests are required for that, for sure. Okay. uh, when the score is poor in the mock test, always remember, your score is poor in the mock test is less due to your knowledge and more due to your wrong patterns. Sanya, so poor score is not due to, mostly, yeah. So I'm talking about a sincere candidate who is preparing for this examination. Mostly the score is not poor due to that person, not because that person is not studying, but because that person is making some mistakes, some silly mistakes, some pattern that person is having while, let us suppose, while attempting the PYQ, or let us suppose attempting any mock test. There is a touch me not question. What is a touch me not question? That this animal belongs to which country? Let us suppose Indri animal belongs to which country? And the option is Brazil, Indonesia, India, and Africa. You don't know anything and you just go and attempt that question and you get it wrong. So tell me, this was a touch me not question and you went and you attempted. So next time you are not supposed to do such a mistake. So you are supposed to identify the pattern by which you are getting the low score. Everybody getting? Right? ठीक है? Okay. Now, and your score will be high once you identify the pattern and reverse it in the next mock. So for that, please watch that video 10 minutes. After 50 minutes, you are supposed to watch that video so that you understand that what you are supposed to do exactly. Okay? So this is about PYQ and mock test. And last and the most important thing, mindset, right? So when you study prelims, the moment I am telling you prelims, the moment you are saying my mock score is low, the moment you are feeling that I have so much to cover, are you having that anxiety in your mind, everybody? Right? Or the moment I am talking about your past failures, are you having that anxiety? Abhi is prelims mein kya hoga? Understanding everybody? So half of the people will be defeated at mind level. And out of rest of the half, 40% will be defeated in wrong haphazard preparation. Only 10% of people will be there who will be having real competition. And out of that, 15,000 will be selected. So trust me, like this is the number game of UPSC, right? 5 to 6 lakhs people are filling the form, right? 5, 6 lakh people are filling the form. And out of that, hardly, let us suppose 1 lakh are actually, so out of 5 lakh, right? So let us suppose 3 lakh or 4 lakh people are defeated at mindset level. So they are not coming to the exam. So 1 lakh people are coming to the exam. Okay? So out of 1 lakh, let us suppose 50,000 people are having haphazard preparation. ये सोर्स पढ़ रहे, वो सोर्स पढ़ रहे, रिवीजन नहीं कर रहे, अटेम्प्ट पे अटेम्प्ट दे रहे, मॉक पे मॉक दे रहे, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, नो एनालिसिस एंड नो नोट्स, नो रिवीजन. ठीक है? सो 50,000 तो वही चले गए हैं. रियल कंपटीशन 50,000 में ही है. This I am telling you with all my experience. I am not bluffing, right? Real sincere crowd of competition for prelims is hardly 50, 60, 70% max. 70,000 max. ठीक है? 60,000 ही पकड़ लो आप. So you are just supposed to beat the rest of the 30, 35,000 candidates to be in that 10 to 15,000 candidates who are writing mains. Everybody understanding? You are not supposed to go to Mars or you are not supposed to go to moon to clear prelims. ठीक है? So please fit it in your mind that I am competing with few thousand people. First and foremost, I am not competing with the crores of people or lakhs of people the way it is getting portrayed. ठीक है? Right. Second thing is that this exam is like an exam. This exam is not like one of the toughest exam in the world and nobody can clear it. So many people clear prelims 10 times. Understanding? ठीक है? So this exam is just an exam. Let us suppose you have attempted your 10th standard exam or your 12th standard exam. You have studied, right? You have made notes, you revised, you attempted the test, everything you did, and you were able to clear 10th or 12th. Understanding? Just because it's UPSC, we create all that emotional blockages in our head. We create all that burden that my family is dependent on this exam. Okay? Definitely, I'm not saying that your family is not dependent or you are not dependent, but you create that noise. Okay? This is like my attempt, otherwise I will just be dead. This kind of feelings, like without this attempt my future is very black. All this emotional attachment to the exam makes it burdensome. Okay? The moment, just imagine, just everybody just sit, close your eyes and imagine all the ifs and buts, that if I don't clear this examination, my marriage will be haphazard. Like my marriage will be, done with any person. If I don't clear this examination, I am, poor in my career. If I don't clear this examination, my family will be having, they will have shame on me, right? If I don't clear this examination, what my friends and social peers will talk about me. If I don't clear this examination, I will be very down in my own eyes. All these emotions, now you just sit calm and you just close your eyes and detach all these emotions from this exam. You will feel that this exam is a normal exam. Understanding? Okay? So if you understand this, that not this exam but emotional attachments, negative emotional attachments to this exam is making it heavy, it will be little easy for you to digest that you are attempting UPSC and it's a normal exam. Everybody understanding? And for that you have to be in growth mindset. Always remember, you have to be in growth mindset. because you are right now in fixed mindset mostly. I'm not saying everybody is in fixed mindset. What is a fixed mindset? That mindset will always think about, oh my god, I have to prepare for all the exam, oh my god, I have to do my optional, oh my god, I have to do the all the mocks, 30-40 mocks, oh my god, my friend has solved these many mocks, I am not solving it. All these things are fixed mindset. How many of you will be having a fixed mindset? How many of you have it? If you don't want to comment here, just analyze yourself. If you are into this zone, it is forget about clearing this examination. If you are in this zone, understanding, no topper has cleared this examination with a fixed mindset. Always remember, you talk about topper's secret, no? Like what is the secret that the topper had so that the topper cleared this examination? The only secret was growth mindset. Okay? So everybody has to develop this mindset that whatever feedback you are getting on your performance, you are supposed to take it positively if they are valid, and you are supposed to improve. Let us suppose I told you 3 to 4 things to do. Let us suppose I told you to do PYQ analysis. I told you to do that video analysis for your pattern, counter pattern. How many of you after this video will go and actually check it? Those who will check it are in growth mindset. They want to learn something new. They want to improve their past performances. Let us suppose you have done 1, 2, 3 times this prelims already with a particular method, and this has not worked for you because you failed it in. Okay? So do you really think that the same method is going to help you in 2026? You have to improve your methods. You have to improve your strategy. You have to improve your refinements of the things. How you do revision in the last attempt, if that has not helped you, change the method of revision. Everybody understanding what I'm saying? Okay? So a growth mindset is a mindset which is working on improvement, which is working on new methods which will help you to clear this examination, which is saying I won't give up, which is which is not satisfied with whatever work you have done, and which is giving more importance to go towards that thing which will help you to clear this examination. Okay? There are tons of videos which are available on YouTube which will teach you about a growth mindset. Okay? Pick up 1, 2 videos and watch them, right? Okay, second thing. So about mindset, everybody please retune it to a growth mindset. Every time, let us suppose so many of my students message me, ma'am, I had dengue, or ma'am, I had typhoid. So my 10 to 15 days are lost. I am feeling very, lost, out of track. I feel that I will not be able to clear the examination. And somebody else will message me that, ma'am, it was a family emergency that I invested 1 week into family time, but I now want to get back on track. And I'm really hopeful that I will do all my study in the meantime, and I will be on track very soon. So can you see the difference between them? One is like victim kind of thing, another is like challenge kind of thing. I had some challenge, so I need to work upon, please guide me. So that person will have definitely more chances to clear this examination compared to any other person. Understanding? Okay? So everybody work on developing a growth mindset. In every negative scenario, think about a positive aspect that you are supposed to develop in you and clear this examination. Okay? Second most important, so this growth mindset, I have told you a little bit of idea, right? These are very deep topics. Here I am just trying to give you a bird's eye view that how things should be done, how toppers do their thing. Okay? You won't believe, let us suppose there are so many all India mocks, right? So in 2000, let us suppose 2022 also, 2020 also, when I attempted this examination, 15 days before my actual prelims, I had attempted an all India mock and I got my score 67 marks. Okay? In 2020, I clearly remember that night that I had 15 days were there for the prelims. So it was just 15 days away. I attempted a mock and I got 67 marks. Okay, all India mock. What would have I felt? Ne? Somebody else would have felt कि अभी तो मैं गया, अभी मैं prelims के लिए क्यों जाऊँ, right? So everything is just problematic. I am scoring 67. How I will clear all these things? All negative things will go on, right? What I felt, right? So I have in 2020 this happened with me. So 2020 I was clearing prelims for the sixth time, right? So I felt like, bhai, I have cleared prelims 5 times before, right? And no coaching institute has any right to show me that I am scoring 67 and I cannot clear this prelims. Okay? So I know my capabilities, I know my coverage of the syllabus, I know my hard work that I have done all the revisions, and I will not be bogging down in front of a coaching papers marks that they are telling me that I'm scoring 67. I will believe in UPSC. I will show it to UPSC And if UPSC is, understanding my hard work and my analysis and everything, they will definitely clear me. So this was my attitude. I was so furious, understanding. Rather than feeling bogged down and rather than feeling what will happen with me, I was super confident. ठीक है, you should have that mindset. It is not like that in with the with by birth only I was born with that mindset and somebody else is born with that mindset and you cannot have that mindset. It is developed over the period of time, and for that various practices will help you. ठीक है. Second thing is outside noise versus inner voice. Always remember that even if you are attempting prelims for the first time like Sania, or you are attempting prelims for the fifth time like somebody else, everybody will get that outside noise advices. ठीक है. प्रीलिम्स फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में थोड़ी ना होती है, इतना मेहनत नहीं करना चाहिए, राइट? या फिर लाइक यू रियली थिंक दैट इन योर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट आउट ऑफ दिस हाइपरजर्ड स्टडी यू विल बी एबल टू क्लियर द प्रीलिम्स, और लेट अस सपोज अ फिफ्थ अटेम्प्ट पर्सन इज लाइक अभी 4 साल नहीं हुआ अब क्या होगा? आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? All these outside noises, just keep them aside. Shut your ear, eyes, and everything down. Understanding? So, I will tell you one more scene from my own preparation journey. In 2022, I had changed my optional. So, I had history optional previously. 2022, I took anthropology optional. I have not done that optional because I was working in Tata Electronics. I had no time. I was a COVID warrior. I was in health and wellness, right? So, I could not get any time. I cleared prelims. Between prelims and mains, for the first time in my life, I prepared anthropology optional. First time, I'm not bluffing anything. Okay, I can swear to anything that between prelims and mains, I prepared that optional within 2 months for the first time with only one or two source and one revision, right? And I scored 254 marks. Everybody around me was telling me that I cannot do it. I did not listen. Understanding? This is the strength that you should develop if you want to survive in this noise. Okay, right? And for developing that strength, you do anything. You do meditation, you do yogasana, you do your pursue your hobby, you take the inspirational things. Okay, are you understanding, everybody? So it is not like that somebody is born with all these qualities and you don't have these qualities. Everybody has developed these qualities. You will also develop and you will also clear this examination. Okay, so shut that outside noise. I'll only think about your inner voice. If you feel you can do it, just put your 200%, you will be able to do it. Okay. Now agility. So what happens, this point I have added for the person who is attempting this exam third, fourth or fifth time. What has happened, right? Every year the competition is increasing like anything. So whatever you had done last year will not be that valid this year. I mean, the content and everything is same, but you have to be a step up. Okay, you have to improve your performance. So let us suppose every time I used to buy a new book, let us suppose Lakshmikant I had read last year, but my maturity level, my grasping power was little less. This year it is little higher, so I will buy a new Lakshmikant, I will read it again, I will make the notes again, I will be agile enough to be competitive for the this year's competition. So those who have, last year's notes, last to last year's notes, please prepare your notes newly from scratch. You have enough time, right? If you are dependent on your poor notes, na, you are dependent on your poor grasping power. And your old grasping power. Competition is increasing. You should also step up. You should also grow. You should also have that performance. Okay? Okay. Then all these things are very, very important. Do not neglect your mindset. Always be giving equally importance to your mindset so that you will be able to do well in your, let us suppose you have done all the preparation, you have done all the implementation, but you are going in exam hall and collapsing on the spot, that your paper is very hard, I'm not able to do things. Okay, all these things are happening, you are not able to understand your mindset, you are not able to help with your negativity and poor mindset, then everything will be challenging. Understanding? It will not be possible for you to clear this examination. So please listen to this advice, that start developing a growth mindset. Okay. There is one more video which I would request you to see, right? Believe in yourself. So this video talks about how you are supposed to develop all that mindset. Okay. Believe in yourself is that video where you will be getting a little bit insight into what I am talking as an emotional intelligence coach. What are the things that you are supposed to do? What are the things that you are supposed to follow in order to develop all these aspects? Okay, everybody. So I think I should stop here, and all my bird's eye view kind of background I have given. Okay, so I will stop the recording and then we will open the floor for question and answer for a few minutes.